What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 4. Holy fuck! Like, I've watched the episode. I've reacted to the episodes that should be dropping probably maybe either late tonight or tomorrow on Sunday, depending on what time, tell me how much time I got. This episode was... oh, Jesus. Shocking. Spectacular. Voice acting from Justin Bryan and the rest of the Dove cast was fantastic. Yeah, we introduced some new heroes. One that I swear to God is so obviously meant to be Iron Man that it's like, that's kind of laughable how obvious it is. I'm like, Horikoshi, y'all, ain't you even trying to be subtle with that one, fam? Eri. Oh my God, that look on her face when that dude opened the door. Oh my God, and yo, the art, ladies and gentlemen, and oh my God, Aizawa, Goat, Third Eye. Oh my God, we're getting there. My theory was right. I don't know. I'm a fucking, I don't fucking know. I'm just a mess. I'm blubbering like an idiot right now. Because I'm so lost for words, ladies and gentlemen. That's the time I've ever been like this, man. But, honestly, yo, this was definitely better than, last week, I want to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last week where we saw the stuff with All Might. Yo, I would definitely say it's better than that episode. I think this might be my favorite. At very least, top 3. Bruh. Alright, enough me rambling. Let's just jump right in, and hopefully I can make some sense. So we start this episode off, we got Kirishimi's making his way over to the work study. Izuku also gets outdoors. He's like, "Oh, Midoriya, how are you? Good morning. Are you headed to your work site too?" "Yeah, man, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I finally got called in. It's been ages, so okay." And then behind him is Uraraka and Sue. They're like, "Oh, what a coincidence. We're going there too. Why we all want to go?" And then from there, there's a bit of a pattern we know. So also, one last thing I almost forgot to mention. So, you guys know that actually last week, Season 4... Yeah, no, the week before that, actually. Yeah, the week before that, Hero Wakame debut, and last week was when we first got into the camera serial for Season 4. So, and you guys know I was kind of lost with the whole thing where what the hell President Mike was saying to All Might when he was telling him he didn't want to go meet Sir Night-Eye because he didn't want to talk to the guy. So I turned on the closed captions to know what the hell he was saying. He was saying Emo Might. Yo, okay, that was like, oh, I see. So finally got the mystery solved for that one. But anyway, back to the episode. So Izuku and the guys are all walking over to the train station, and we get this narrator. Izuku's like, This is too much to be a coincidence because they're going in the same direction, crossing the same corners, crossing the same streets, going over to the train station, crossing the same terminals. They go into the same train, and Izuku's like, okay, what the hell is going on? Like, the man isn't like, what the hell is going on? This is too much quick, but he's like, what's going on here, man? Like, why are we all going in the same direction? Like, the hell? Like, he even mentions how Kirishima works in this other area that's not in where this I guess this terminal is going to take them. So he's like, oh yeah, but I guess we got called in here. I forget exactly where it was, but anyway. So they finally get on the train. They make it over to the area where they're supposed to be, and they're met with the big 3. You know, Tamaki, Nejire, and Togata. I almost forgot Togata's name for some reason, but anyway. So they get in there, they open the door, and then revealed, and there's a bunch of heroes. You know, there was the Dragoon hero, there was Fat Gum, Gran Torino, they had Aizawa was there too, along with other ones. We also got introduced to a lot of new heroes that we have not seen before. All the designs look great. There was what was his name? Rocklock? Nice name for that one, and I dug his dumb voice Well, it's pretty interesting. I liked it, but we'll talk more about that when we actually start to hear the man speak. But anyway, so they get there, and then I won't lie, Nejire I'm really starting to dig Nejire from like this one little answer. She's like, "Hey, I forget the Dragon Hero's name, but she's like, hey, what's going on? I know you said there's a meeting, but what's going on? Come on, I need to know." And she has like her arms wrapped around her. She's like on like damn near like falling back, like I don't know, like lowering herself, like I don't know if she's on her knees or she's like, "Hey, come on, what's going on?" She's like, "Patience, Nejire," which I must say I love the Dragon Hero's design. When do we get some hands on? But anyway, I'm all on. But yeah, Nejire is real. I'm really starting to dig Nejire. I'm really starting to dig her. I love her dub voice. I don't know who voiced her in the dub, but she's great. So anyway, Sue goes over to Hanazawa, and they're like, "Okay, I'm confused. What the hell is going on?" And so he's like, "I have a vague idea of what's. I have a vague idea what's going to happen." And then the Dragoon hero tells Sue and Uraraka that you girls should know what's going on. We get a flashback to the last episode where they said that you decided you guys are very impressed and we might have a new role for you guys in this new case. And they both look at each other like, "Oh, it's the new case." Which also, one last thing I gotta mention. Okay, so we're like 6 episodes into season 4. Now I've already known this. Because I mentioned before, because of some people I know who are manga readers have made kind of a bit of a meme, is that of how little screen time Todoroki and Bakugo's had season 4. But actually watching season 4 and them like barely in the series, it feels weird. No, great. I can honestly understand Horikoshi's logic because realistically, season 2 was Todoroki's season, and season 3 was Bakugo's season, and season 1 was Izuku's season. Season 4 is Togata's season. We can all agree on that. This is Togata's season, you know. So that's probably Horikoshi's like, you know what? I've given these guys more than enough screen time. We can put those two back on the back burner for a bit and focus on these new guys. That was probably Horikoshi's logic when I was writing this in the manga, but it's so weird, man, because they've been such big staples in the previous 3 seasons. To see them pretty much damn near forgotten. It's kind of weird, you know? Because I'm pretty sure like Todoroki and Bakugo combined screen time is probably like 2 minutes in like the 6 episode season 4 is gone. They've only have like maybe 2 minutes worth of actual solid screen time. But anyway, I digress. So from there, she tells Sir Nighteye that we're ready, and then we find out what's going on, which is of course they're here to discuss about what we're going to do about Overhaul and Yoi's organization and such. So Bubblegirl recaps what happened, how Sir Night-Eye's agency have been working together has been working on investigating Shinya Saikai, you know, a small but organized group of criminals, and then one of the guys asks what prompted this, and she explains to when they got involved with a little accident with another group called the Reservoir Dogs, which the clips they actually show from the final episode of season 3. Because I actually didn't remember this as happening until they showed the clips from right here from season 3. I was like, oh, okay, this is from the last episode of season 3. So from there, so then they also talk about, of course, they had the altercation, and also we have to see the second member. The second sidekick for Sir Night-Eye called Centipede. The dude's voice is hella high pitched, which caught me off surprise for a bit. I was like, oh, yo, it's like hella high pitched. But anyway, he explains how he followed Overhaul for a bit, but they also found out he met up with twice. Of course, they didn't want to be followed, so he couldn't end up following them. But he found out later, of course, what happened with him in the League of Villains from what we saw in the second episode. And that's when Gran Torino comes in, and he's like, yeah, that's when they called me and Suga Ochi, of course, you know, All Might's friend, who was essentially the Commissioner Gordon of My Hero Academia, essentially, like if All Might is a bad man to Shiga Ochi's Commissioner Gordon. That's essentially the relationship that we got there with those two. So anyway, and he looks over at Izuku and says, sorry kid, this might get ugly. And Izuku says, I don't care if it gets ugly, I want to help. And then Togata, I don't know why I keep forgetting it, why I keep blanking on his name, but Togata was like, wait, you know him? Yeah, and he's like, yeah, man, I did my internship with him. And Kirishima was like, wait, that was the guy from Kiyomo, I think he said, where they had the whole stuff with All Might and Bakugo and everything. And he's like, man, Izuku got some friends in high places, you know? So from there they keep going on. Bubble Girl also brings up about the the hero networks and then the HNs, and they're like, and the Seifi's like, oh, you can skip over that part. And from there, Uraraka asks like, wait, what are HNs? And then Nijire comes in and explains that they're pretty much hero networks. That's where heroes can like set out orders or like requests for other heroes that might have the core suitable for the job. I.e., it's essentially Craigslist for heroes. So yeah, so. And from there, we then get to see Rocklock. I love that name, by the way, Rocklock. Even though it sounds like something else, if you sound it fast, you can probably mess it up if you're saying it fast. But anyway, so Rocklock, I mentioned before about his voice. Now, the dude's black, but the dude sounds black. He's like, can someone explain to me why we got a bunch of high school kids around here? If we're going to stop here every 5 minutes to explain this, we're never going to get to the actual plan. That's about what he sounded like. Which actually kind of caught me off guard, because the man sounds like he's from like Brooklyn or Chicago, you know, one of those areas. Which no, I'm not. I won't be surprised. So it could be like their little fucking like Twitter, oh, Horikoshi's racist, oh, Funimation's racist, you know, because of how he sounds and the way he looks. But I don't care, man. It looks great to me. I love his design. I really dig his dub voice. So that's all I have to say. So that's all I'll say on that. But anyway, he tells him that, and then Fat Grub comes in there being like, nonsense! These two have critical information to share! And Tamaki is looking down, and Kirishima was like, wait, we do? And so then he explains what happened, what we saw last week with Kirishima, with Tamaki, getting shot with that stuff, and and then Kirishima blocked off one of them. And so, of course, said that, damage, he lost his quirk. And then Togata's like, wait a minute, you okay? Yeah, he says, yeah, I'm fine. We're all fell asleep. See? I have a cow hoof and everything. And he says, guess we know what you ate for breakfast. And then they show this random dish on screen. And they don't tell us what it is. I'm looking at this thing like, what the fuck am I looking at, man? Like, so, if any of you guys are, like, experts on Japanese cuisine that feature cow, tell me down below what that dish is if you know what it is, because I'm curious. It looked good. Something I might like, but I don't know what the hell it's looking at. So if any of you guys know, tell me that down below. So anyway, from there, we then get a huge revelation that pretty much confirmed my theory. I mean, I mentioned I thought my theory was right after we saw last week, but this just confirmed it. This confirmed what I thought was what was going on. This confirmed it for me. They say what they found in the shot. Fatgum says, what they found in the shot absolutely disgusted him. It was human blood and DNA. My God, the editing here was fantastic. You got the boom boom, and the lighting is all dark and grim. It looked amazing. So shout out to the episode director for this episode. It looked fantastic, man. And Izuku's like, human blood? And then we look over at Togata, and then we see Uraraka and Sue, and Sue's like, sounds like something out of a scary movie. And they're both like stricken with fear. And I'm like, oh shit, this means I'm right. That confirms my theory. Won't say what my theory is until it's actually revealed. So, yeah, man, that was some crazy stuff. That was like, oh shit! Shit just went down here. Shit just got real, ladies and gentlemen. Shit got real. The look on Izuku's face and Togata's face looked great. Because they both knew what that blood was probably from. And they were like, and they just looked like each other like, we done fucked up here, man. And I loved it as the voice acting here from Justin Bryan and the guy who voices Togata was absolutely fucking fantastic, man. With one last thing, we also got some new stuff, info on quirks that I kind of skipped over, so let me go quickly top of that before we continue on. So third night I also talked to Eraser after we got everything what happened with the bullets and how they damaged their quirk genes, but they didn't completely destroy, because Tamaki was fine, after he slept. So he says it doesn't. So Eraser tells him that it doesn't work the same way as his Razor quirk, because what he does is that the quirk is an extraordinary ability added to an ordinary human. These abilities, the collection of these is what's known as quirk genes. So what he does is pretty much just shield the quirk genes and suppress their expression, but he doesn't actually damage the quirk itself. It's more or less kind of like something I guess kind of like what Mysterio does, like those kind of like real illusion type things, where it looks like he might be actually doing damage to you when he's really not. I don't know. I'm probably not explaining it that well, but but that's at least what I got from it. Kind of like what Mysterio does with his VFX and everything. At least that's what I kind of gathered from it. So anyway, back to where I was. So after we had that huge bombshell of of course it being made with human blood, that what these quirk enhancer drugs are. They talk about, of course, that the drugs were most likely gone through this intense complex, never to get to from the supplier all the way over to or the distributor, or from the supplier through the distribution to the endpoint. They know that Shisaki was dealing with one of the middlemen there, and from there we also learn more about Shike, about his quirk called Overhaul. What the quirk is that it can destroy and it can pretty much break down and reattach matter. Or so from what I can gather, Chibi will probably do a far better job and explain this in his video when he drops it. But for at least what I gathered from it, it looks like he can pretty much, destroy matter itself, like the cells you hear about, which I kind of mentioned that was kind of what I thought it was going to be, where he essentially can destroy people's cells and then rearrange them to whatever he likes. Which, so kind of like what Josuke can do with his stand ability with Shining Diamond. At least that's what I can kind of got, like I mentioned before. I'm probably not explaining it that well, but at least that's what I got from it. Where he pretty much can pretty much destroy the matter in people's body and then reorganize it. Which is why probably every time he touches somebody, he always destroys their cells and then rearranges them into these huge clumps to make them explode. That's at least what I can gather from it. I might be wrong on that. Tell me if I am in the comments. But yeah, that's at least what I could gauge from it. So. From there, Izuku and Togata, they start sweating. Like, they break out like some cold sweats, and they're like, shit. They both look, and the art here was fucking fantastic. Like the shots of their eyes. Like, I can imagine now. We all know that Horikoshi, when that man goes crazy in the manga, the art is fucking beautiful. Just look at that scene with Tomura Shigaraki smiling at the end of season 2. I almost forgot his name. With him smiling at the end of season 2, and he had that huge smile. It was like, it looked amazing in the manga. It looked way better in the manga than it did in the anime. It was damn near berserk quality art. I can imagine here. This is when when Horikoshi just went ham with the pen, man. He went crazy with the eye expressions and how it looked. The art here looked amazing with the close-ups of their eyes when Izuku and Toga realized how badly they fucked up and not getting Eri the way they did, where they both pretty much failed as heroes to save Eri, and they even shit on themselves a little bit, where Izuku's like, the world's greatest hero, not even close. Let's save a million. I can't even save her. They're beating themselves up over this stuff, and then Rock Block comes in there and just adds a little bit more dirt to their burial. This would have been a lot easier if these amateurs just grabbed the girl and already grabbed the girl away from him. And so, yeah. So then Sir Nida comes in and says, no, that I take full shots. Nobody should blame them for what happened. They did the best they could with what they thought was right to save the girl. They all tried it in their own way. Izuku came in there, wanted to come in there, guns blazing, save the girl, ask questions later, punch first, ask questions later. Well, Togata wanted to wait till success was a more, probable outcome, or their probability for success would have been a lot better. So, and that nobody in this room is more frustrated than those two are that they couldn't save Eri. From there, we get a couple other shots from that we saw in the trailers of air. Oh wait, one thing I forgot to mention. Kirishima, once they're explaining about what happens with the blood and everything, Kirishima's like, okay, I'm lost. What's going on? And then Brocklock's like, can someone explain to me again why there's children at this meeting? And so then he says straight up that we're wondering if he's using his daughter, which I use that term very loosely. Daughter, Sir Nine, his daughter is using her as as pretty much just is using her blood to make these quirk enhancement drugs as well as these quirk destroying bullets. They're using her as a blood pouch or a blood transfusion. I don't know the exact phrase I should use, but you guys know what I mean. So anyway. So after we get through that, Eraserhead puts his hand, Fat Gum comes in there. He starts, okay, come on, we need to go in now. Let's go in there, save the girl. He wants to go in there, guns blazing. He just wants to come in there like All Might, which they can't because the symbol of peace is not there anymore. They can't really use that option anymore, which is true. This episode really did show what happened after the symbol of peace has destroyed. We've seen what happened with the symbol of peace being destroyed a few times throughout season 3, with that huge meeting with that round table of guys. I think I want to say it was the episode right after All Might. left right after All Might was retired. They saw those round table guys being like, "Oh man, what do we do now that we lost the symbol of peace? Relying just on one man." We see that here because remember what happened when they say Bakugo? They just went in there guns blazing. They went in there, took out the League of Villains hideout, and they just came in there guns blazing with All Might. They can't do that same thing here because they don't have All Might. It's like, say, if the I don't know. Imagine if like the Beast Squad, the Justice League, couldn't come in, can't go gun blade because they're not the A Squad, the Justice League, with Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Flash, and all those guys. This is like the B Squad with like Power Girl, Green Arrow, I don't know, other B-list characters, other B-list DC characters. You all know what I mean. So they can't go with that option ever since All Might's retirement, because all these guys are nowhere near as strong as he is, and Izuku still needs years in the oven before he's ready to really take over All Might's place as a symbol of peace. So anyway, after that, so he keeps yapping, so he keeps doing that. The other heroes try to talk to him, say we can't go in there right now. We need to know what they're doing because if we do, they could know that we're armless. And of course, Rocklock also mentions that because that area was introduced to some heroes that they're most likely she's not at home anymore. She's not in the same place before, because that's what he would do, and that's probably what any person would do to make sure that they can't get their the centerpiece of their whole plan, So, after that, we get to probably one of the more interesting parts of the episode. That, as someone that kind of knows what's going to happen later with Sir Night-Eye and his backstory, was interesting to watch. So Sir Night-Eye, Sir Night-Eye, Aizawa raises his hands up, and he asks him wait a minute, correct me if I'm wrong, but your quirk foresight lets you see into the future. Why don't you just look at us and figure out what's going on from there? Which is a very, reasonable question. Yeah, you got a guy that can pretty much see the future. Why not ask him to see in the future so we know what the hell we're gonna do? And I love how Horikoshi does this. So he says that I can't do that. He explains that his quirk can only use his quirk one time on one person and he's pretty much dead, or his power is useless for about a whole day. He only gets it one person, and then he's dead for 24 hours. Then he says that it plays into him like a flashback, that it works to him like he sees like a film, like a movie, and that because of what's going on with his quirk, he can't really be able to interpret context. So he could see one thing, but it could mean something completely different. But it can mean something completely different if you actually know the context behind it. We've seen this various times with people on Twitter and cancel culture in general, as well as what happened in a certain comic event that I just finished reading for a video I plan to do on Sir Night-Eye when his backstory gets revealed. So get hyped for that, guys. So anyway, he says that's why he can't use it, but then he says, but that doesn't explain why you can't use it. You can't do it. And then he brings up, what if I saw death in your future? What if I saw immediate death? What if it was and he pulls up his glasses, what if it was a gruesome death? And Izuku's like, wait, is this because of All Might? What happened to him when we got a flashback to when he says, please stop, because otherwise you'll die an unspeakably gruesome death. He could be referring to that. Now I know what he really means, because I know his backstory, but I'm not going to say nothing for you anime onlys. But then Rocklock comes in, they're like, oh, but that's just still information. Come on, man, and says, what if it's permanent? What if it's unavoidable? So I don't care. I'll try. He says I'll come in there and I'll cheat death, and all stuff. And then Sir Night-Eye just looks down and he says, I can't. And the voice acting was fucking fantastic from who voices Sir Night-Eye again? Brandon McGinnis. I think that's how you say his name. The guy that voiced him, the dub. Fucking fantastic voice acting from him. And from there, they all just drop the subject after we see a bunch of shots of them looking at him. So then we see Izuku along with the rest of the guys from UA that were there, and the voice acting here was just I love this dubcast. So Izuku's like, if I just use force, at least she would be safe. And Uraraka, oh my god, Uraraka's voice here, she's like, you tried, Deku. Broke my heart, man. Low-key broke my heart. So Kiyoshi was like, oh man, that's so frustrating. Tamaki's like, man, I've never seen Muriel this down before. In comes Eraserhead from the elevator. Is like, what the hell is this, a funeral? What's going on here? And so Sue was like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Aizawa, how are you, sir?" Introducing herself, asking him hello. And then he says that it's just my luck. Before you guys came here, I was going to, I think he said suspend your work studies. And Kirishima's like, whoa, man, why would you do that? He said, you heard what they said, right? That the League of Villains were involved? And then Izuku, and then he looks over at Izuku and he's like, I still don't think I can, you still haven't shown me that I can trust you. Which, when I saw this at first, my first thought after this, I was like, oh shit, this means he's not going to be in there. He's going to say, nah, you can't do this, man. Which, I knew this wasn't going to, I knew it wasn't going to last that long, because I know what happens later on with him and Eri, So I knew it wasn't going to last long, but I was like, oh shit, is Aizawa going to keep Izuku away from this, and maybe the whole cast, or he might keep everyone okay, but he just keeps Izuku away because he can't trust him. That was my first thought, that was my original thought process when I first saw this. But then he says, but I know if I did that, you would go and do it, you would do something reckless. So he goes down to he goes down, meets Izuku's eye level. And he's like, so you gotta do this the right way, okay, problem child. And I'm gonna lie, man, this shit legit gave me chills. I'm not bullshitting you when I said this shit legit gave me chills. Probably gave me some goosebumps as well. I'm not shit. That was how powerful this shit is. I love this dub cast, and I love the music of Hero Walker, man. Great stuff. So. And man, this scene was just amazing. I'm not doing this. You guys just gotta go back and watch it again with legal stuff. But he says, I don't know if this will help you, but if it gives you peace of mind, I'll say this: even though you couldn't save Eri now, that doesn't mean you didn't give her hope. Which got Izuku up. He got fired. He's like, yeah, let's go. And he also asked that Tamaki is like, come on, Tora, come on, Togata, come on. Can you at least try to smile? And then Nanzuri comes in and be like, oh, I know what he'll cheer you up. Regretting frowning about something won't change it, or something along those lines. And he's like, blows his nose, like, yeah. We head over to Sir Nai and Gran Torino. He's like, oh, I know now. You introduced me to Izuku to help mend my relationship with All Might, right? And he says, well, us old people are supposed to help you stubborn youngsters. And then he asks him, what does he think of Izuku? He says that they're very similar, and he sees that same madness within All Might that's in there in Izuku as well. And that is where the episode ends, before we get the end credits sequence, and then we get a post-credit scene, which Eri is in bed, this dude walks in there, Eri's face, this is the face of a woman fearing she's about to get raped. I said because this man's giving her a fucking rape face. Like, look at that man smile. That is the creepiest fucking smile I've ever seen. I'm like, fam, can you not smile like that, please? So he comes in and be like, oh, Eri, you didn't play with the toys I got you. He tries to talk to her, but she ain't having this. She ain't having any of this shit, man. She ain't having it. He's like, alright, if I'm in the way, I'll leave. He leaves. He is in trouble. I was like, you brat, I'm supposed to come on. You have to feel comfortable around me, otherwise it's my ass, So he walks away. We get a flashback to Overhaul telling him that you're Eri's new caretaker, make her feel comfortable, and trust you. Then we see Eri, and she's covering her face with her pillow, and she says that Izuku's head felt so, I think she said comforting, soft, comforting, like just like everything that Overhaul is, in essentially was Izuku's head. And that, my friend, is where the episode ends. Overall, fucking epic episode. One of my favorites of Hirawaka. And yeah, man. So overall, I give this episode a 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flagging. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
It's